Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What's your NSFW secret that you're still hiding from everyone? I have an unapproved power strip plugged into one of the outlets in my office because there are not enough outlets. Yeesh, talk about a power move. I'll show myself out. What are you talking about? Good puns are very current. I was a consistent revenge fuck for my boss. I was 19 years old, working at Target, and I had a very attractive team leader, 48F. One morning I come in and I see her weeping in the backloading area. I ask her if she's okay and try to console her. Unprompted, she takes me into the back produce cooler and we had sex. I came to find out her husband cheated on her with his 19-year-old secretary, and she basically used me to do the same. I didn't mind. Craziest thing was she transferred to another store across the state, and when I made a Facebook post about a pre-basic training party at my house, she showed up, we had sex again, and she gave me nude Polaroids as a keepsake. Did you take her up the backloading area? Beep beep. I deeped my boss's wife with a coworker because, well, we could, I guess, but he was an abusive drunk, so it wasn't really a moral conundrum. She also used business funds from petty cash to pay for the hotel and gave us the $60 in change, so I got paid $30 to do terrible things. Who got what hole and how did you all decide? There's a folder on my phone labeled taxes that has never seen a single receipt. Funny, my Samsung Finance app is surprisingly devoid of relevant info as well. I had my eyes fingered when I was 25 by a woman that was 50 and I came like crazy. Weirdest orgasm ever. When I was in high school, a kid came to school with a massive black eye. Refused to tell anyone what happened. Turns out he was crankin' hog in his bathroom at home and he fingered his butthole when he climaxed, passed out, and smashed his face on the countertop. That kid was you. Admit it. Dang buddy, you had that and you haven't chased that dragon ever since. Honestly sounds like you should go for it, NGL. It was good because it was a surprise. My ex-wife used to say, I'm gonna bang your ass. But she was mean about it, so I told her no. Older women are absolute sorceresses when it comes to that shit. They will know the most obscure arcanas of sex and send you to the shadow realm. I'm a 38-year-old woman and need this power, then again I'm also bi, so bring on the older women to teach me, haha. Same. But 18 and 36 respectively at the time. It was amazing, but for days afterward, I walked around thinking, OMG, what if someone finds out? Does this mean I'm gay? Etc. But now that I'm in my 30s, IDGAF. Life's too short not to nut in spectacular fashion. Life's too short not to nut in spectacular fashion. Words of wisdom. Slap this shit on a bumper sticker. At night when everyone falls asleep, I go get hard pretzels out of the pantry and dip them in yellow mustard on a paper plate. Sick fuck. Hey. We listen and we don't judge. I was given temp network admin account from tech support to fix an issue with my user account on my managed MacBook by creating a local account. I also used the access to give my local account permanent root access. That's on IT. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm not giving privileged access to anyone. I'm gonna sit next to you anytime you need a program installed to make sure you get it taken care of. It works and I can close the ticket. I mean, holy shit, who gives a user the admin password? What a terrible idea. I learned incognito mode exists way too late in life. Let's just say my YouTube suggestions were confusing for a while. Curiosity forces me to inquire more. Elaborate, confusing, buddy. YouTube started recommending therapy channels, church sermons, and how to delete your browser history, in that order. Even the algorithm was concerned. I sharted at work once when I was like 18, and stuffed the boxes down a small hole between the building and what I thought was a generator or something. Turned out it was a huge set of fans that fed air into the front entrance inside a metal container type thing, and it was blowing shit-smelling air into the entrance hall of the building. People thought something had crawled into the air vents and died or something. Heard people talking about it when I left for the day. Smell was gone the next day. This is a fantastic story. I recently came across a family member's hidden sexual account on here. They don't know that I know, and what I do know could destroy their marriage and family. Oh, and I hate this family member. We don't get along and they were verbally abusive to me for over 15 years. So for now I'm keeping it in my back pocket in case they decide to be a major dick to me again. My pee-pee gets hard when I see boobies. Opening parenthesis dot. Why, you're welcome. Sigh, unzips. This thread very quickly starts getting more and more disturbing the more you scroll. I have not yet hit depths too disturbing, a couple wild things but not too disturbing. Your post is pretty high up though. I'm looking at this post like the classic cartoon sign on a road warning of danger. I'll edit this once I'm done scrolling to confirm. If I don't come back, take it as a warning. How long have you been scrolling? On a flight to my first duty station after basic training, an older woman, 53, sitting next to me asked a stewardess for a blanket. She put the blanket over her lap and started stirring her pot, so to speak. She slid the blanket over onto my lap and gave me, 19, a few strokes while she orgasmed next to me. Cool, but did she thank you for your service? Thank you for your attention to this matter. Did you thank her for her cervix? Who else sniffs their balls? Not me, but I'm impressed with your flexibility. Yes, I also sniff your balls. Is that cedar? How the fuck? Scratch and sniff, my dude. They get longer every year. I can practically toss mine over my shoulder now. I poop myself a little coming into work. It happens to everyone, friend. Yeah, it's been a few years. Shorts are drying in my locker. I love people watching me while I come. Ah, there you are, Louis C.K. Everybody knows my weird thing now. Barack Obama knows my weird thing now. Quote. I prefer men my dad's age because I don't have a stable relationship with him and was sad by one of his friends growing up. This answer seems weirdly common. Something to think about for dads out there. Anyway, so sorry. It's okay, guy is dead. Not uncommon. When I was single in my late 30s, a lot of young girls, 21 plus BTW, and one time a 19-year-old that came onto me. I would flirt with, were very responsive. Came to find out, like most of the ones I hooked up with, some SA issues exactly like that, to the point of I can no longer hook up with anyone that young and not feel extremely guilty about it. But have you ever asked yourself why? Yeah, a family member has always been very open with her sexuality and exclusively older men. She's under 21. Turns out stepdad sad, her skeptical smiley face. My wife and I are both 99.9% convinced that our daughter was conceived during a night of BDSM sex. My son was conceived on the steps going down to the boat at my father-in-law's house. I'm shitting on the toilet at work while browsing Reddit. Same. That I have posted pics of my tits on Reddit eyes. Well, this checks out. Nice, by the way. Continuing the peer review process, top quality research. They are good tits, thumbs up, light skin tone. Thanks, yes, I like them. I dry the clothes on the clothesline outside, in my balcony, with my tits out in broad daylight and at night sometimes. It's my little secret. You're a crazy one, sir. My friend and I used to trade hand jobs and blow jobs in high school. That's a secret, but the bigger secret is that I'm now married with kids but still think about sucking dick sometimes, man shrugging. Even Batman wouldn't be able to get this information out of me. Now there's a reason to go to your HS reunion, or not. Man shrugging. I want to smell and jerk off into women's panties. Like all the time. I think it's mostly innocent. I am legally blind, so pictures and videos don't really work as I can't tell what I'm looking at. Getting something tangible actually helps a lot. I keep debating on asking older friends who would not judge if they know any cute blonde women who might be interested in extra cash p. Sir, this is a Facebook party RSVP notice. Did you post this in the wrong place? S. Also, my sister sells her panties for a side hobby, so you are not alone. I did not expect to see a dude offer his sister's panties to a blind guy to sniff today. Real question. I'm honestly curious. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or anything, but why does the hair color matter? I'm genuinely curious. Did you have a thing for blondes before you lost your eyesight, or have you always been blind and have a different reason for being attracted to blondes? 100% totally appreciate the question. Wouldn't share if I minded answering. I think I have always preferred them, just personal preference. Although this doesn't make sense, something about blonde hair seems cleaner, maybe just in certain areas. Something about blonde hair, bright white teeth, and a petite woman just. I was going to be late to work, which would have auto-denied me for a promotion. I went to ChatGPT and had it make a DR note for me. I then filled out as much as I could, then blamed the system, saying I didn't have an appointment. I submitted that note and it worked. Won't be doing that again because I found out the only reason they didn't check was because of my reputation. If they had checked, I could have been fired. What job auto-denies you a raise for being late once? Sounds terrible. If I'm not good in bed, but I've had sex with women who have children, doesn't that make me a bad motherfucker? What does your wallet look like? It's Hello Kitty. I made out with a lady who was 49 years old, I was 24. Fucked a 45-year-old married Mormon lady when I was 21. Get that cougar life. So lucky, man. I just made out with her, kisses, cuddles, and then she gave me a BJ. When I was 16 I hooked up with a 25-year-old married mom. When I was about 20 I hooked up with a 50-plus-year-old biker chick. As a 44-year-old I sometimes see older women 60-plus and wonder how they would react if I hit on them. Here, you drop this crown. You're a victim loudly crying. 53-year-old coworker gave me an absolutely mind-blowing blowjob when I was 28. BJ's hit different from mature ladies. I still haven't forgotten that good night with her. Exclamation mark. I routinely take 11 items through the 10 or less lane at the supermarket. You should be in prison. My oldest was 76 when I was 20 years old and she was still some of the best sex I ever had. NGL. That's not an older woman, that's an old woman boil. She had a replacement hip with some serious talk. Had unprotected sex with my third cousin. At least you wore protection for the first two. How were the first two? One of the guys I'm working with just said, I pull out with a condom on. WTF! Exclamation mark. This is what we call two-factor authentication. I mean kinda weird, but I doubt he'll have any unwanted kids anytime soon at least. That's what he said. She's on BC too. Kinda like going at a fly with a bazooka.